Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and we are back in Pleasant View with another home makeover. This time we are going to make over 215 Sim Lane. That is the home of Daniel and Mary Sue Pleasant and the twins Lilith and Angela. So I have already evicted them, obviously, which is why they're in the bin. They have 103,349 simoleons to work with, and the house itself is actually 43,224 without any adjustment. It does have walls and floors and everything, but no objects in it. They didn't have anything I needed to preserve, so I could just kick them out. So let's go ahead and get on with it. So here we have the capecod. Now the capecod is defined by a single story plus a livable attic with significant dormers, I should say, like this has right here. And that is very livable in real life and very playable in The Sims. So there's that. Now I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to do it off camera where I strip the house to make it the blank slate. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so now that all the interior walls are down and all the walls are stripped, I'm going to go into flooring miscellaneous, choose the 0 value ceiling tile. Oh, and I did forget to take off this and that, as well as get rid of that. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and put it here, and just like I did in the Dreamer home, I'm going to go ahead and add a basement in after the fact. Super easy to do. So we'll go in with our foundation and decks, and then using our control key, start removing, always leaving at least one tile around the edge. Okay, and now use the dropper, pick up a set of stairs, and wherever the foundation is the same level as the street level, go ahead and go exactly 3 lengths down. Using the terrain tool, the level tool, you're going to go ahead and just do it this way. As somebody said, this looks like an easy way to do it. I will say that I am pretty sure I came up with this on my own. I may not have been the only one, but I had tried many other methods of making a basement in The Sims 2, and I will say that this was easily the easiest way to do it. So now we'll page up, and I've got to use my eyedropper again and put those in, so it is now all together. Now we have to come up with a way to go from the ceiling to the basement, right? Or not the ceiling, the attic to the basement. And so I'm going to use the same trick that I used in the Caliente and Lothario homes. I'm going to use the spiral staircase, which came with Apartment Life. Now you're going to kind of see that this is a little different, right? But I am going to put this, trust me on this, through a wall, right like that. And we're going to page down, and I'm pretty sure that's where I want this set. I had it so it's the way yes, that is exactly what I was doing. I accidentally lost my floor plan earlier because my game crashed, and be that as it may, it happened. Not a big deal. You live and learn, and then you have a second one. Now this is going to be a little weird, but it's okay. We're going to just open that up right like that, and now I'm going to use an arch, and I'm going to use the walnut arch frame, and you see how the light is coming in there even though it doesn't look like there is pathway. And same as I did with the doors, this will work after I exit to the neighborhood and then re-enter. Okay, so now I'm going to go down and place it exactly where, well, why is this not working? Just a second. And place the same one again. I want the dark one. And hopefully I get it right the first time. I think that's right. It was, but I have to rotate it a little bit. Okay, that's where it should be. Let me make sure. Yes. So the landings all have to line up, just like that. So because I had actually lost everything, I do remember exactly how I had it. This for the first floor, and for Angela and Lilith's floor, we're going to go like this. They've got a bathroom like that, and this is Angela's room. Now, one thing about the dormers, or the living in the attic, is these end walls are not counted as walls. So with seasons, they do wonder why they have weather in their house. So that is a perfect place to put a closet or two, such as whatever turns you on. There we go. So also down here on the main level, we've got an entryway, and we've got a formal sitting room. The master bed, although I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of a walk-in closet. Not a huge one. We don't need a huge one. But there. That way, Daniel and Mary Beth have a walk-in closet. And a nice, good-sized bedroom. Now down here, I am actually going to create this as a livable space, but we're not going to have enough money to furnish it. But I just wanted it as a livable space. So I'm going to have a powder room right here. A tiny little closet right here, not a wall closet, but a little walk-in closet with just one. Then this would be a wall closet. Over here is a bathroom, and then we're going to close this off like that. This will be a little bedroom. Maybe Herb and Coral could live here. And if they did, then I'd probably have almost enough to furnish the downstairs, but we're not going to worry about it. Over here, I'm going to have a tiny little dance studio. A little bit of a rec room here. Art room here, and gym here. So that's what I'm actually going to use those for. I will put the most basic coverings on them. That way they do look finished, but I'm not really worried about that. So now comes for the covering. I am actually going to officially close the kitchen off. It does not need to be open. This will be the dining room. Little coat closet over here. A little strange place to have a coat closet, but at least they have one on the main level. And now let's go ahead and start adding in some of our finishings. Like, I really love the kitchen and bath. If you don't have that, oh my goodness, you should get it. But kitchen and bath is definitely one of my favorites. And I think I used this one. Yeah, that's definitely the one that I used. And then the cookery tile, I used that. Like I said, this goes a lot faster when you remember you did it. I actually used the Apartment Life Socialite for a lot of the downstairs. This red one for the dining area. And the closet that goes with it. Here, the seafood buffet. In here, not the ornator. Let's see, maybe over here, yes. This tan one flower, is it called flower from Upper Crust? And then the matching closet. And then in here, we are actually going to use the fancy stripe with the dark, or do I want with, okay, fancy stripe with the yellow. There we go. So we do have some very warm tones throughout the home down here. It's nice to have a cohesive theme, and that's where I'm going with that. And so I'm also going to have a cohesive theme throughout the home with the floor. And I'm actually going to use one that a friend of mine created. This is actually a redo of this one, but it's made smaller without those golden squares. So that I'm going to put that there and there. And over here, I'm going to put the polished dark bamboo. All right, and I will actually put that up here as well. No, I'm not going to. And then in Mary Sue, excuse me, and Daniel's room, I am going to actually use a carpet, this one right here, carpet of country pastel. Even though this is country and this is socialite, they do actually, in my estimation, blend together very nicely. For the bathrooms, I'm going to have the same bathroom texture throughout, and the reason I come up with that idea is I just feel like most people, when they redesign their bathroom, they have all of them done in the same texture. So I'm going to do that myself. And so I will use this mix and match from the Sims Life Stories for the 3 bathrooms that I have. And I'm also going to use a coordinating wallpaper with beadboard as soon as I can find it. This one right here. No, not that one. This one. A little bit lighter. For all 3 bathrooms. And I do have the little powder room as well as a bathroom down here in the basement, but I'm not going to do that because I just don't have the money for it. Now we're going to touch on something we have not done for any of the previous builds, and it is a little tricky, but I'm going to grab this tile, and now I am going to click this right here, toggle ceiling and 45-degree view. Move back a little bit, and we're going to tile the ceilings. There we go. We got that one done, and we'll do the one above right like that. Oops. A little bit hard. It's particularly tricky when you're working within a Cape Codder ceiling. So it takes a little bit more effort, but we got it. It's good. Well, maybe we didn't. Okay. Oh, let me see if I have to grab it again. Give me a second. And it is a little bit awkward. And the number one reason that you can do this is, or you would do this, is if you're going to be filming and you want to create a very finished look for your set. Most often I do not actually do this, not gonna lie, but I wanted to for this, and I wanted to show you. We're gonna do it here in Angela's room. That's not what I'm going to use for it. I'm going to find the other one also from Apartment Life. I think I find it here in the Jock. Yeah, You Got Planked by Suburban Appeal. Because Angela, to me, strikes me as she would really like to be a boho queen someday. And of course, we know over here when we're going to get into Lilith's room, we will go down here into the teen style stuff and choose this nice gray ceiling because she's a goth girl if ever we knew one. So there's that. The larger your space, the easier this is. And I am actually going to use this same one that I have in Angela's room for the landing here, and I will also use that for the ceiling or for the floor here in this landing. Now, because of the way this goes with this spiral staircase, I can't actually put a floor here, so I'm going to do something a little fun now since this is actually the girls' shared space, although they really do hate each other. We all know this. We're going to use this right here, one of the open for business items, and I'm going to choose the red one, and even though there's nothing there, I'm going to just stick that right there, and we're going to go into decorative sculpture. It should be one up. There it is, a teddy bear, because we can, and it's finished. That's what we're going to do. Now, like I said, I feel that Angela is a boho queen, but we're not going to stick with her cute pink little girly rabbits because she's growing up. It's time for her to move up. And same with Lilith. We're going to choose something else for her. Also here in the teen style stuff, I'm going to go with the gray because I feel like the others are just too harsh. We'll use a nice neutral for most of her surfaces, but then we'll use the purples and reds and blacks for her furnishings. I will also use the sporty shorty carpet in Angela's room, so that's Angela's room complete with surfaces. This is Lilith's room complete with surfaces. Now, these are ostensibly going to be closet areas, but I will only add those closets if I have enough money at the end because we are currently looking at $45,000. So that's kind of the last thing that I'm going to put, because when I'm furnishing, the first thing I do is I furnish my bathrooms and my kitchen, and then I move forward from that. I've got everything surfaced. I do need to add in, let's add in those doors and archways that I need. So I need one archway here. We're going to go ahead and I'm actually going to move objects off. So I have that, one like that, and one directly across from it like that, and one like that. Now for doors, I'm going to use the dark walnut door, and we will put that bad boy right. Oh, come on, let's dink around with it. Okay, it's not working. It's not working. There we go. Sometimes you just have to dink around with it a little bit. That's not where I wanted that. There we, still not where I wanted it. Come on. Okay, slide it over, keep that door swing just like that. Okay, wonderful. And this, I want this right here. Okay. And on that right there, again, this will be a closet. We'll only put a closet in if we can. So this is the entryway. Just a few little things will be going in there. Dining room, 2 bathrooms, Mary Sue, and a sitting room. So this would be where, as they get more money, they can start filling things in. All right. And the bathroom here. I'm going to put the doors right across from each other, right like this, like that, and like that. And I still have to put paper on the landing area, so I have to figure out what I want for that. Okay, so for the landing area on the next page, we are going to use the Great Ornator. Right like that. It's pretty classy looking. Doesn't need to be, but it is pretty classy looking. And now this house ships without roofs in 2 areas. And so we're going to add those because we can. That right here and right here got left. I don't know if it was because they couldn't figure it out with the way the game worked upon shipping base game, or if they just forgot. So we're going to go ahead and just add those roofs in right like this. I am going to choose the shed roof for this. Start at this corner, work over, and then I'm also going to choose the shed roof here, start this corner, work back till it is completely concealed by the other roof. And okay, it's now saying, there we go. It was saying it couldn't support it. Now I'm going to grab the roof angle chooser and bring it down to 30 and knock both of those down. They look just a little better with lower angles, just like that. Now I'm actually going to exit to the neighborhood and save. That way that arch that's at the top of the spiral staircase opens up the way it should. So now with everything I've done, it is at $47,686, which is only a little more expensive than it was in the first place. So that's not bad. So back in the house, here we are. And see, it will go through there. Now don't worry about it, because while they do recognize that there's weather in the house as they're going through that, that's only for a very quick second that will bother them. So that's what we're doing right there. If you want to make it a little more finished, you can take a fencing tool like the one that comes right here, the Great Divide by Divocrats in light wood, and just put that around there, or any of them, dark wood, light wood, whatever turns you on, just to make it a little more finished right like that. But otherwise you don't even really need to do those. Now that is how it looks right now. I am going to furnish it, and I will be back in just a little while for you, probably about half an hour for me. Okay, so here's the finished product, and I'm hopeful. Now it's not as nicely furnished as I would have liked, but I basically hit right at my budget that I was going for, because they had about $103,000, but also they had about $2,500 of that in the bank, so I didn't really want to go above about that much. So let's see what we've got. I am so not good at doing tours of these, but let's go ahead and tip it up, page down. And so we have a front entryway, which currently has very little in it other than a dresser, because I like them to be able to change out of their work clothes or school clothes right away, and a telephone. Now I have not put up the burglar alarm. I probably should go ahead and do that. And if you have moved objects on, you can put it on the outside of the house so it stops them before they enter the house. So there's that. That also raised my budget, so it's going to cut into their savings a little bit. Now off of the front entryway, we have both the parents' bedroom as well as a living room. And I don't know if these booth seats are going to work for the chess table, but I'm going to give them a shot. If not, we will replace them with regular chairs. We've got a nice TV, gaming console, little boom box, sitting area, so there's that. Over here we have seating for 8 in the dining room area, because it strikes me that Mary Sue is the kind that would actually want to have dinner parties. So there's that. Then we've got the hallway bath right over here, a coat closet, which we can't put a closet in, and I can't put anything in this walk-in closet over here. can't put anything in the girls' closets. Oh, there we go. Why can I not do this? All right. So over here I have Angela's bedroom, and this is a 3 tile wide, so I did use the quarter tile placement, and since I didn't have enough space for end tables, I used a floating shelf, put something on there, and then, oops, that didn't work out well. Let's pull that out a little bit. And sconces on the wall instead of, why can I not do this? All right, things are not working out so great for me. Sconces on the wall instead of table lamps. So that works great. Did the same thing for Angela over here. I had floating shelf, and Angela's complicated. I think she'd like a freezer bunny, but overall, most of her stuff very dark and gothic because it's Angela. There we go. And we've got the Bon Voyage bed for Daniel and Mary Sue. And so that's it. We've got the bathrooms, not the top of the line, but not the bottom of the line in anything. No tubs. I just created pretty tub surrounds. And I have actually hung curtains over the tubs, and they can actually walk through them. So that's always kind of fun. But that's what we have. Let's put our family in it and see what they think. Okay, so the house total is 101,116, and they have 103,349. So just over 2,000 when it's all said and done. Yes, I do want to purchase this house. Let's see what they think. And Lilith's being her usual pissant self, so there's that. If you play her through, she'll probably, oh my gosh, they're fighting. We love that for them. Oh, and yep, that's great. But Mary Sue and Daniel just fell in love. We love that for them. And they're also best friends. Okay, the drama, the drama. So I'm actually going to use these from Sims Life Stories. There we go. Angela, why don't you practice? And, well, Lilith, you practice. And Angela, why don't you practice as well? And work on that relationship, girls, because, well, let's face it, the two of you, you kind of suck. There we go. And before we do that, though, I want to show you that they can indeed go upstairs. So I queued up both Mary Sue and Daniel to go upstairs. They can go right through that wall like I told you they could. They can also... Oh, you can't get in the bed? You've always been able to before. Huh. Okay. Mary Sue, can you get in on the other side? I have had them successfully be able to get into this bed before. Okay, well, apparently they can't, so we'll fix that. But now we've done our play testing. We know we can't use that. I will see you soon in the pixelated world. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And that's all I have to say. BK out.